lots of material is being produced about Marx. In Britain, for instance, we're very lucky to have the 50 volumes of his and Engels' work. Funnily enough, it's one of those kind of ironies about the publishing world that actually these 50 volumes are the most authoritative and the most polished collection of Marx's works anywhere in existence. Other countries have tried to do much bigger projects and have finished them. Lawrence and Wishart, the publishers here in Britain, went for a rather more modest task and actually got the books out. So students coming to Marx can read in English themselves and to make up their ideas here. In the library, we've got no particular remit. We provide the books, you go away and you think about them yourself, you come to your own conclusions. Nobody's going to tell you what to think or what to say. To actually come to appreciate that our vocabulary, our way of seeing the world around us, whether it's in terms of music, think about a Shostakovich symphony or Prokofiev or an Alan Bush, they're all Marxist music. Economics, Dobb. Literary criticism, Cordwell, Eatwell. Art, Klinger, John Berger. History, A.L. Morton, Christopher Hill in this country, are all areas which have been profoundly influenced by Marx and Marxism, the science that he gave rise to. Our very vocabulary, in many ways, is Marxist, because Marx had to come to terms with the Industrial Revolution, this refashioning, remoulding of the world that he was seeing around him. He had to find a whole new vocabulary to explain a unique development that was then gripping humankind in the mid-years of the 19th century. So, sociology, economics, they're powerfully influenced by Marx. The whole way economists describe the Industrial Revolution come in large portion from capital. You don't have to accept Marx's verdicts, but you have to look at his method and his vocabulary for understanding the world about him. Marxism, however, remains, if anything, a guide to action. There is nothing more inimicable, nothing more out of place in Marx's thought than the idea of it being a rigid orthodoxy that can't be expanded or improved upon. Marx's concept of the dialectic is about change, it's about innovation, it's about the clash of ideas, it's about making ideas that are fresh and new. And that in the world today is something very important, I think, for new generations to look at. A library to honour the life and the achievement of Karl Marx. Well, there are two answers to this question, and they're interlinked. The first reason why 1933 was it was the 50th anniversary of the death in London of Karl Marx. That brought people together. Marx's ideas, of course, were very current, especially after the 1917 revolution in Russia. The other reason, though, which really made the necessity for a library very apparent to people, was because 1933 was also the year of the Nazi book burnings in Germany. That destruction of the riches of European literature works not just by Jewish people or by communists, but by liberals, by social democrats, by anybody who said anything that the Nazi Party didn't like. So those book burnings provided the spur to people to think about how to conserve knowledge, how to conserve ideas, and that's really been the purpose of the library. A book on its own with nobody behind it is just, well, what is it? It's paper, it's a cover of some kind, whether a hard or a paperback, the odd picture, but it's useless without the person behind it bringing their own knowledge and their thoughts. So libraries can often be quiet places, but they also have to be alive. They have to be alive to thought, they have to be alive to people. And hopefully, as a charitable institution, over 70 plus years of our existence, we've continued very much in the spirit of those early pioneers.
And traitors sneer, we'll keep the red flag flying here. Look round, the Frenchman loves it.
Have you seen photographs of your father as a young man?
In Moscow's vaults, its hymns were sung. Chicago swells the surging throng. Then raise the scarlet standard high. Within its shade we live and die. Though cowards flinch and traitors sneer, we'll keep the red flag flying here.